एमएससी फिजिक्स के थर्ड सेमेस्टर में एडवांस क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स में हम लोग आज बात करेंगे। फर्स्ट यूनिट में जो हमारा फर्स्ट टॉपिक होगा स्कैटरिंग का टॉपिक होगा, और इस स्कैटरिंग को डिफाइन करने के लिए हम बात करते हैं कि व्हाट इज स्कैटरिंग। स्कैटरिंग को फिजिक्स के अंदर जिस प्रकार से डिफाइन किया गया है, आइए इसे समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि इफ ए बीम ऑफ पार्टिकल्स ऑफ एनी टाइप is made to incident at matter, the particles undergo deflection from their original path due to their collisions or interactions with the particles of matter which they encounter. This phenomena is termed as scattering. What is the meaning? This is the beam of particles, and the path of this beam is this direction. This means this direction shows the initial path. If a matter is put in between their path, then this beam of particle will get deflected from the initial path. Then this phenomena is called scattering. Scattering provides useful information like scattering of nucleons from a nucleus gives an idea about the range and strength of the nuclear forces. Similarly, scattering of high energy electrons gives an idea about the charge distribution in a nucleus. Scattering of neutrons from a nucleus gives an idea about the magnetic property of the nucleus, and scattering of mesons and hadrons gives useful idea about the strength of strong interaction process. Scattering process is divided into two types. First one is the elastic scattering and another one is the inelastic scattering. If the energy of incident particles does not change in the interaction, but the initial direction of motion may be changed, then the collision or interaction is termed as elastic scattering. But in inelastic scattering, what happened? If the energy of the incident particle changes, then the scattering is known as inelastic scattering. So what is the basic difference? In both type of scattering, either elastic scattering or inelastic scattering, deflection from the initial path is due to the interaction. But the major difference between these two type of scattering is the energy. In this elastic scattering, the energy does not change, but in elastic scattering the energy changes. In general, the incident beam of particles can be represented by a plane wave function. Incident beam of particle, when we analyze mathematically scattering phenomena, then incident beam of particles are represented by the plane wave functions, and the scatterer means the matter scatterer can be represented by a potential energy function, that is VR. The potential energy function is such that the potential energy decreases in magnitude as the distance from the scattering centers becomes large. Hence, at large distance, VR tends to 0, and the total energy of the particle is mostly kinetic energy. That is, at large distance, the particle wave function will be as a free particle wave function. because there is no interaction at large distance. Then the particle feel itself as a free particle. Now, to describe any scattering problem, we require a parameter known as scattering cross section. What is the scattering cross section? The probability that a particle will get scattered as it traverses a given thickness of matter can be expressed in terms of a quantity called the scattering cross sections. Classically, the cross sections is defined as if a beam of particle moving along the z direction with a flux of I0 I0 particles per unit area per time, the particles undergo scattering by a potential. The scattering cross section of the phenomena is defined as sigma theta phi over d omega, that equals to the number of particles scattered into solid angle d omega per unit time divided by incident intensity I0 or I0. In quantum mechanics, in order to determine the cross section, a typical experiment is considered in which the target is struck by a beam of monoenergetic particles and the scattered particles are counted by the detectors. Now, let us consider J be the magnitude of incident flux and rho is the number of particles per unit volume in the incident beam and v is the velocity of the incident particles, then we can say J equals to rho into v. Under the condition of experiment, rho is small so that the mutual interaction of incident particles can be neglected. If dn, this dn represents the number of particles scattered per unit time into a solid angle d omega, which is located in the direction theta phi, then we can write dn proportional j d omega or dn equals to summation omega j d omega, where sigma omega or summation omega is the constant of proportionality and is known as scattering cross section. The dimension of sigma omega is of surface area. Now we come to differential scattering cross section. Now let us consider that the target is made up by n nuclear scattering centers. N is the nuclear scattering centers, that are the atoms, and the distance between the centers is large compared to the wavelength of the incident particle. Then each centers act as it were alone. If the target is thin, then we neglect the multiple scattering. In this case, dn is directly proportional to n, or we can say dn proportional to n j d omega. Removing this proportionality sign, we introduce a constant of proportionality sigma omega. Then we can write this equation as dn equals to sigma omega n j d omega, where sigma omega is the constant of proportionality, is called the differential scattering cross section. Sigma omega has the dimensions of the area and it can be regarded as cross section of the incident beam through which all the particles pass that are scattered into solid angle d omega about theta and phi. Now we come to our next topic, total scattering cross section. The total number of particles scattered in unit time is obtained by integrating the equation over all the angles, that is, or integrating this equation dn equals to sigma omega nj d omega, we get n total. This means n total is equals to Tn. N total equals to summation integration sigma omega nj d omega, or we can write it again as nj sigma total, where sigma total is integration of sigma over d omega, and this is called the total scattering cross section. The unit in which scattering cross sections are measured in nuclear and high energy physics is called barn, and correspond to 1 barn equals to 10 raised to power minus 24 centimeter square. Now we come to physical interpretation of the cross section. To physically interpret the cross section, let us consider a beam of particle of intensity I0 and the cross sectional area A. Now let us consider again there be n scattering centers in the target per unit volume. If Ix represents the intensity of beam after penetrating through a distance x, and if Dix represents the loss of intensity in dx distance, then the total number of interactions per unit volume in volume element AdX is given by minus A dix equals to sigma Ix and A dx, where sigma is the total cross section and NAdx is the total number of scatters in volume element AdX. Now integrating equation 1, we get Ix equals to I naught x exponential minus sigma x, where sigma x equals to n sigma x, and it is also known as macroscopic cross section. Now the probability that the particle undergoes its first scattering between x and x plus dx will be given by Px dx equals to exponential minus sigma x into sigma dx, or integrating over the space means 0 to infinity, we get Px dx equals to 1. This means the scattering probability always be 1. Thank you.